Well, thank you, Mr. Paulson. It was a great day for not only us and the things that we learned from those folks who testified at the hearing there in Indianapolis. You know, those of us in Indiana, we love racing. We love agriculture. We love manufacturing. But we've also have an industry there that we are very proud of and is one of the emerging businesses for the world. The orthopedic industry has $36 billion worldwide in revenue, and I am fortunate enough to represent Indiana's 3rd Congressional District, which includes the city of Warsaw and the the areas surrounding Warsaw, which is the orthopedics capital of the world. And I can tell you, you hear a lot of the great stories about racing from Indiana. There's great stories about companies that started in apartments or in a garage from folks in Indiana in this particular industry. It's an industry that I believe is so beneficial to people in a personal way. I can tell you myself that my grandmother had 2 of her hips replaced, and that is the industry that we're talking about: knees, joints, hips, other parts of our body that can be replaced to increase the quality of life that we enjoy. And my grandmother had her hips replaced, and I know what it did for her. And this industry is really started about helping people and increasing the quality of life that people have. We had a young lady there, Sheila Frazier, Mr. Paulson mentioned, and what a great story. What an amazing young lady who's a senior from Mishawaka, Indiana, who had a knee replaced because of cancer in her bone. And they can take this particular device and extend it as she grows taller, as her body grows, and they can adjust this particular device inside her leg for her as she continues to grow. It's amazing technology, and that's why it's so important for us to protect this industry, to do no harm to the industry, because it's growing fast at a time when America is facing high unemployment rates. This industry continues to grow. These are high-paying jobs. I know it is a huge benefit to the part of Indiana that I represent. The jobs that are created, these are jobs that are pay well, and the types of jobs that we want to keep right here in America. As we talked about this tax, it is going to be a burden on these businesses and on these jobs. I can tell you already, after talking to the folks in Northeast Indiana at these businesses, that there are other countries like China. China has a growing population. You have other countries that are starting to advance in bioscience, and this is why this is so important for us to make sure that we don't affect this industry in a way that it will start looking to other countries like China or India, other places around the world. Europe is obviously is already a mature market. China is an emerging market, and they want these particular devices built there. And if we build them here, we can export them to countries like China, and they can be buying from American-made companies where the people that live in my community, where they're building those particular devices. And as was mentioned, 204 members of the House of Representatives are signed on to this repeal of this tax, and which I believe is great numbers, almost a majority. And I would urge our leadership to bring this bill forward to the floor for a vote, because we know if this tax stays in place, these companies are going to start looking elsewhere, because this is a huge burden upon them. And so I thank each member who was at the hearing in Indianapolis. We saw some fantastic, amazing things that are being developed. And if we can keep government from hindering this type of technology, this type of growth, we're going to lead in new ways in manufacturing. Even though we have the automobile industry there, we have the steel industry. This is an emerging market that is going to continue to grow as people gain in wealth, they gain in access to these types of services in the healthcare industry. And I would just encourage all my colleagues to sign on to this particular legislation, because we don't want to see this industry move outside of the United States. So I appreciate Mr. Paulson and his leadership, and I'll yield back.
Well, I